Hey everyone, Val Starlight here, and today's video is going to be a bit different. I mean, it's already different because I'm actually talking in it, but I've been sitting on this idea for a video for a while, and since I caught up on the recolor skins and most of the other content I was planning to do between Season 1 and Season 2, I figured it was time to finally delve into just how crazy of a launch Marvel Rivals had just a few months ago. But before we dive into the actual launch and release itself, we need to first go all the way back to the game's first announcement trailer, which came out on March 27th, 2024. In this trailer, we were shown the designs for characters like Doctor Strange, Hulk, and Iron Man, the three of which were showing off their team up, and then showing Spider-Man jumping through one of Doctor Strange's portals. We saw some of the Guardians of the Galaxy with Groot and Rocket's team up, then Namor, Loki, Magic, and Black Panther. The game looked incredible, and at the end of the trailer they teased some more characters coming that we didn't get to see gameplay for, that included Star-Lord, Mantis, Punisher, Storm, Magneto, and still my favorite design in the whole game, Scarlet Witch. At the end of this official announcement trailer, it told us that there would be a closed alpha test in May, and that signups were open. I immediately jumped on this and obviously got in, and the rest is history for my personal channel here, but the hits would keep on coming between that announcement trailer and the official release. You see, from the footage we were shown in that announcement trailer, it was hard to tell just how far along the game was. We are living in the age of early access games and the age of buying a $70 game that doesn't even feel finished yet. Surely a Marvel third-person hero shooter that seemingly came out of nowhere could not possibly be polished enough to be released in the same year. Well, anyone thinking like that would be wrong. May rolls around, May 10th, 2024 to be exact, and those lucky enough to get into the closed alpha test were treated to something really special. No, not just the White Witch Scarlet Witch skin that was exclusive to the alpha, and also went by a different name at the time, but a game that felt really, really good. It honestly felt better than 99% of the so-called AAA titles releasing for the last few years. Sure, there are some exceptions, but I remember being absolutely blown away by how far along the development for this game was. Though we weren't given an official release date announcement at this point, it was starting to become more and more realistic that we could see this game by the end of 2024 or early 2025. I believe there was a pre-alpha test that some people got to participate in. I never once saw anything about it, so no idea how you got into that. I've since met a few people who did get to partake in that through the official content creator program, but prior to them mentioning it, I had no idea there was a test before the closed alpha test, so I can't speak too much about that. And since this was the first time a lot of us were getting our hands on it, all the characters were new to us. However, when they teased the new batch of heroes at the end of the announcement trailer, I wasn't expecting every single one of them to be included in this test. But they were, and they played very similar to how they play now post-release. I hopped on Scarlet Witch right away and immediately fell in love with her mechanics. Punisher felt like a really good, solid, safe pick for beginners. Magneto felt like a reliable, objective-oriented vanguard who could still dish out a ton of damage with his Scarlet Witch team-up, and Mantis could dish out damage just as much as she could keep the team alive. The characters felt really good to play, and it was crazy to think that this was just a closed alpha test and not an early access leading right into the game's release. To be honest, they could have done early access and dropped the game right then and there, dripping in the content we would have gotten anyway over the next few months, and it probably would have worked too. But the dev team had a plan, and that plan included another playtest in the form of a closed beta test just a few months later. That closed beta test was scheduled for July 23rd, and luckily for me and the continued sudden success of my YouTube channel, if you got into the closed alpha test, you were automatically given access to the closed beta test. The CBT had probably the worst bump in the road to release for the game, with an incredibly sloppy handling of code distribution through Twitch drops, and a slew of issues that typically comes with that method of distribution. But you can go ahead and look up that drama for yourself. I just want to talk about this CBT because it did something I have never seen from any other game before. You see, at the start of the closed beta test, we were given two brand new characters to try and test out. That was Adam Warlock and Venom. I don't think a lot of people were super excited about Adam Warlock, but his playstyle was pretty fun and enjoyable in my opinion, and I think people ended up using him a lot more once they figured out how to use him properly. However, a character as beloved as Venom was going to draw a lot of people's attention and kick their hype thrusters into overdrive. Add in the fact that for playing in the CBT, you were getting an exclusive Venom skin that brought me back to my days of playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and I think a lot of us were extremely excited. Plus, even though it had only been a little over a month since I last got to play the game, I was just itching for more time to play it. So you could then imagine the surprise of the entire player base when midway through the CBT, literally a week after the CBT went live, we got a bombshell dropped on us that two new characters were being released midway through the CBT. Like, what? That is, I mean, I don't even know, dude. That's super rare and unheard of in a CBT for a game of this caliber, I feel. I honestly don't recall a single time a game has ever done anything like this. Do you all have an experience with a game dropping brand new, fully fleshed out characters mid-beta test? Because I don't ever remember this being a thing previously. Those two characters ended up being Thor and Jeff, both of which were released July 27th at like 4 a.m. I remember because I stayed up to make sure I got their ability video out, and then stayed up even longer to get some gameplay videos out. But if you're wondering when was the first day everyone got to see how cute and annoying Jeff could be, it was July 27th in the closed beta. The closed beta test went on until August 5th, and we all assumed we wouldn't get to play again until release, while still not knowing exactly when that release would be. Well, we didn't have to wait long. Just a few days later, on August 20th, a Gamescom trailer featuring two new characters, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, would give us the answer. That answer was obviously December 6th, 2024, and along with that came the fact that all heroes would be free to play and unlocked at launch. This whole game and release campaign was beginning to feel like some weird dream, where the video game industry was suddenly starting to care about the player base. Thinking I wouldn't get to play again until December 6th, I was surprised when Marvel Rivals announced a special Gamescom media server for content creators to participate in, so they could try out Cap and Winter Soldier, and show off new content for their viewers. If you know the history of my channel and my history with Marvel Rivals, you will know that there was a long period of time when my channel wasn't even in the official content creator program. I used to joke about it all the time in the comments and in the rare videos I actually talked in, so it was not looking good for me getting into the server. However, I received an email not that long after inviting me to participate despite not being in the content creator program. As a matter of fact, I was only one of like 3 or 4 people in a list of content creators able to participate that was not in the creator program. I was extremely excited, grateful, and as much of my YouTube experience with this game has been, feeling very, very lucky. So in the Gamescom media server, we were allowed to playtest some buffs and nerfs to characters and try out Winter Soldier and Captain America, both of which were incredibly fun and also let me document the one and only time I hit a good Winter Soldier ultimate. The test only lasted a few days while Marvel Rivals was at Gamescom, but it was so cool for some of us to get our hands on the game again so soon. With the end of that playtest, it was really the last time we would get to play the game before release, but the dev team still wasn't done. As a matter of fact, their campaign leading up to release was full of teaser trailers and character reveals. Psylocke was revealed in September, getting everyone excited, and we didn't even know about the Vengeance skin yet. But her reveal ended up just being an appetizer leading us into November, where we got not only a Moon Knight reveal, but we were also shown the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda map, which was originally teased in the Gamescom trailer with Cap and Bucky. Throw in a Hawkeye reveal to round out the month, and November was wild enough, but just a prelude of what was to come in December. Not to mention, between the Psylocke reveal and Moon Knight reveal, Marvel Rivals' social media channels and YouTube began a countdown featuring all of the characters we knew about, plus the ones that weren't revealed yet, along with a skin for each character every single day leading up to release. This release media campaign meant that every single day we were getting new news and new content reveals, on top of the major ones like character, trailer, and map reveals. I just said reveal a ton of times, and for good reason, because it was reveal overload. You would get something new announced in the morning, which character was featured for the day at night, and a skin to go with that character legit an hour after for every single day leading up to the release. It was honestly one of the most insane build-ups to a video game release I have ever seen. And I have no clue if it has ever been done before, if it will ever be replicated, but I just remember having an absolute blast. Obviously, it was beneficial to me as a content creator, but even if I wasn't making content, it was just a fun thing to be a part of as a fan. I really hope some games consider copying this style of hype leading up to a big game release, because it was honestly pretty awesome. And I haven't even touched on the craziest part of it all. On Saturday, November 30th, 2024, while all of us are patiently waiting for the new character reveals to trickle in one at a time, day by day, as they did the daily character countdowns, Marvel Rivals drops their launch trailer featuring all 5, well, technically 6 since Cloak and Dagger are 2 people, but you know what I mean. Marvel Rivals drops their launch trailer featuring all 5 or 6 of the missing characters we didn't know about. That's right, Iron Fist, Black Widow, Cloak and Dagger, Squirrel Girl, and Wolverine, all revealed at the same time. It was unreal. So, now that I've been yapping for what seems like forever, we're finally going to talk about the actual release of the game itself. As I said, December 6th was the release date. We were shown new skins and got our daily countdowns for the new characters being added, and then the game comes out. I expected there to be issues. I remember worrying that it would be difficult to get started on the content that I wanted to make because I wasn't going to be able to get on the server. I remember thinking I would get stuck in a queue. I was worried games would crash or I would get disconnected, and well, none of that happened. At least not for me. Maybe some people have some horror stories, but I don't recall hearing many, if any. I hopped on with some friends, started playing, pumped out a ton of content, and really just had an absolute blast. But we're still not done. Let's talk Season 0. Season 0 was an array of skins with 2 new ones coming out every week, a shortened 1-month-long battle pass, and a winter event that had its own game mode, and a free Jeff skin. How about Season 1? 2 skins weekly continues, a battle pass with more content than average, and we're told we're going to get 4 new characters as the Fantastic Four are coming to the game. First half of Season 1 had Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic, while the second half of Season 1 introduced Human Torch and The Thing. The Spring Festival event brought a free Star-Lord skin with it, and the Clone Rumble event gave us a free Black Widow skin. Lore tie-in events gave us even more free skins for Thor and Groot, while Twitch drops gave us free skins as well. The sheer amount of content we've gotten over the course of Season 0 and 1 have been extremely generous, and we're still waiting for the final reveal in the Clone Rumble event, which is coming in just a few days, and has recently been revealed to be a April Fool's joke or something? I don't know. I know I'm now an official Marvel Rivals partner. I know making content for this game has honestly impacted my life in a very positive way at a time where I really needed a win. But I just wanted to talk about this and in a way chronicle the craziness that was the lead up and launch of this game that I really truly enjoy a lot. Like, no one is telling me to make this video. This isn't sponsored, it's not an ad. I just genuinely love this game and enjoy it. I hope you all are enjoying it as much as I am. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever experienced a game release of this caliber before. Let me know if you want more videos like this too, or any feedback on how I can improve on them, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for the support, the likes, the views, the comments, and just the love. I'll catch you all in the next rare video I make an appearance in. Till then, peace.